What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have a question for you guys. Are grocery prices going down or are they going up? I recently looked at a comment. I posted a video a couple of days ago, and someone was saying in the comments that grocery prices are actually going down. And I couldn't believe it because every time I go to the grocery store, prices seem like they're increasing. They're not going down. Sure, you might see sales here and there, but for the most part, prices are going up. And most of the people in the comments say that prices are going up when they're responding to my videos. And so I'm asking you this question in the comments. Let me know. Do you think prices are going down? Do you think prices are going up? We're going to take a look at a few clips today that address this issue of grocery prices and talks about the fact that grocery prices are going up and some of the reasons why they're going up. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel.
No surprise if you're a grocery shopper in your household that the cost of groceries continue to go up. So I've been talking with grocery experts, industry analysts who are watching this and looking at the government data just as we are. And they say there's three main factors for what's happening to your groceries and why you're paying more at the checkout. It's labor costs, it's tariffs, and it's climate. In fact, if you take a look at coffee prices overall, coffee, for example, up 20% compared to a year ago, up more than 20%, in fact. And we're also seeing this across imported produce and other places. And so I wanted to know, okay, what happens next? Does it get better? Does it get worse? Does it stay the same? When can we expect prices to stabilize? And experts say, so long as there's a labor shortage and tariffs stay in play, you can expect your grocery bill to continue to get a bit more expensive.
So that's the reality when it comes to groceries. And coffee, yes, coffee has the price of coffee has really gone up. And a big part of that is because of tariffs, because we get a lot of coffee from Brazil, as well as we get a lot of coffee from Colombia. And because there's tariff on imports from both of those countries, that is driving the price up. And I know you're saying, well, why don't we just grow our own coffee? Well, we do grow coffee in the U.S., but we can't grow enough coffee to satisfy consumers in the U.S. And this is a part of the problem. We say, well, we can do it in the U.S., but realistically, we can't. We don't have enough land. We don't have the right climate to grow coffee. And so it's hard, and that's why we don't grow that much coffee in the U.S. But in Brazil, in Colombia, you can grow more coffee. And that's why we're purchasing our coffee from other countries. But when you slap tariffs on the imports, it means that those companies that go to the customs to pick up those products, they have to pay the tariff. So the company in the U.S. is paying that tariff, and then they're just going to pass it on to the consumer. And that's why we're seeing coffee prices increase. And in some situations, and I've seen videos of this, you see coffee has doubled in price in less than a year. And then the last part that she was talking about there, they anticipate prices will continue to rise. So they're not going to stabilize. They're not going to go back down. They're going to continue to rise. And so I said this a few months ago, buckle up because it's only going to get worse. And now we saw that the Federal Reserve cut interest rates. It was a slight cut, but they did cut interest rates, which makes it more desirable to borrow money, which will stimulate our economy, which could also have a negative impact on inflation. Inflation will rise because people are spending more money. Now you can borrow more money. So you borrow more money and you're spending more money. If you're spending more money, that means that inflation is going to go up. And so we're going to have to see what happens in the future. But when it comes down to it, there are a lot of stories like this where people are saying prices are getting more expensive. Now, I have had some people in the comments tell me prices aren't getting more expensive. They're actually getting cheaper. I don't know if they're just trolling me, but I don't see that. And the vast majority of the people that I talk to and the vast majority of people that post comments on my videos, they're saying that prices are increasing. They're not going down. And so I don't know, maybe in certain parts of the U.S., prices might be going down. But where I live and where a lot of people live, prices are continuing to rise.
Okay, I know that I live in New York City and groceries are more expensive, but my husband just got home from the grocery store and he spent $13 on bacon.
Wow.
$13 on bacon. Not a lot of bacon. Not a fancy bacon. $13 Hold on. For this pack of bacon, this Oscar Mayer bacon, $13. We have to return this, right? For proof of the bacon, $13, $12.99 regular sliced bacon. Okay, under the cover of darkness, I am returning this bacon. I'm a teacher. We can't have $13 bacon. Order has been restored. The bacon has been returned. The guy at the customer service desk asked me, "Why are you returning this?" I was like, "Because it's $13 for Oscar Mayer bacon. I'm not doing that." I mean, am I wrong here? So headed back home now. Moral of the story, though, Oscar Mayer, you should be ashamed.
So what do you guys think? Is she wrong for returning bacon? I can tell you one thing. The only way that we're going to see, there are a few different ways that we're going to see prices go down, but one quick way that we can see prices go down is stop buying some of those things that are really expensive. If that bacon sits on the shelf for too long, guess what the store is going to do? They're going to have a sale, and you're going to be able to get it cheaper. And so the reason that that bacon is $13 is because there are people that are out there buying that bacon for $13. Because if they weren't buying the bacon for $13, then the bacon would be less. Now, I'm not saying that you should return bacon and things like that, but I am saying if you're at the store, like her husband was at the store and saw that bacon for $13, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't get bacon. Maybe we'll eat something else because that's way too expensive. And so that's what needs to start happening in order for us to at least get some of those prices to come down. Now, I stated there's some other reasons why these prices are going up. Tariffs is one of them. You hear a lot of talk about that. But one thing that we can do is we can not consume some of these things. Now, when it comes to food, the sad story when it comes to food is we all need food. We all need to eat. And so that will mean we're going to have to be creative in how we cook meals and things like that in the future if we're not buying some of those things that we normally buy, or if we're really shopping around and going to different stores to see who has the cheapest price when it comes to things like bacon, when it comes to things like eggs. Because when we're looking at some of those products like eggs and bread and bacon, they have an expiration date. And so the stores have to get rid of them at some point. And so they will drop those prices. We know that for a fact. Whereas canned foods and things like that, they have a longer shelf life. And so the stores can hold on to those a lot longer. But when it comes to those other items that have a short shelf life, we don't have to purchase those right away. And we can wait and see if they have sales in the future. So that's all I have for this video, but I want to know what you guys think. Would you guys have returned that? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.